Hello, are we there? Are we live?
Yeah.
Okay, are we there now? Can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yes, I can hear you. You hear me?
I hear two Taylors.
Oh,
I
can
think
you hear
you're,
me better?
yes,
All
yes.
right.
You used to have an evil twin before, but now it's back to you.
Yes.
All right. Aside from those technical difficulties we overcame because we're life coaches and we're health coaches, right?
Yes.
We're determined. That's a great segue into today's segment. Welcome, welcome, everybody. My name is Stella. I am a health coach via Dancing Dragons, and I'm accompanied by my co host, Taylor. She is a life coach. We're so happy to have you here with us. Now,
I'm
tell
here.
a little bit about yourself. Where are you coming from?
Hi, guys. So, thank you for the introduction. I'm so excited to be here. I have been loving Dancing Dragons for the time that I have been with them. It's been amazing. But I'm coming from school, actually. So, I'm on campus finishing up some homework and stuff right now. So, just wanted to take some time to connect with y'all. So, why not? Yeah.
I feel so guilty. I don't have an academic background behind me. I just love your books. You just need not, like glasses, that'll just like you got it. All right, that works. Like like glasses. All
Right.
right. Anyway, so today this is our live stream. Will be live every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7-ish. I mean, now it's like 7:23. And today we're going to focus on why healthy often means guilt, burnout, and restriction. And that is a universal conflict that we all, as coaches, too, we are not perfect, go through. So,
Mhm.
Taylor, can you tell me about any preconceived notions about what it means to be healthy? And have you had any like back and forth, like splitting with health and what it should be like, like no sugar?
Right. So when it comes to preconceived notions about health, I feel like it's kind of like us today. You have to have your health coaching, you have to have your life coaching. You can't have one without the other. You have to coach yourself in order to get to a disciplined place where you would like to be when you're eating. So for me, my preconceived notion about health is that the amount of time that you spend caring and taking care of yourself and also taking and making intentions for what you put in your body, that is the best way um, that you would specifically related to health. And I would also say with life coaching, health is a huge impact on your mental health. So if you're not taking time to eat the right foods, it can not only show on your body, it can also show with the way that you think.
Right. And, I wanted to add that probably one major reason I went into health coaching was probably maybe like reading nutrition labels when I was 7 years old.
Yes.
Right? I mean, what's a potassium bromate for a 7 year old? What's a Can you just tell me what a potassium
No.
bromate is right now? Spell
No.
it. Exactly. Thank you. You can't even spell it. Why should you even put it in your body, right? And Dad, if you're watching this, yes, I did. I was the one that threw out the canola oil when I was 7 years old. So
Hmm.
sorry, secrets out. More than 20 years later.
You're like, I wonder what happened to that bottle.
It's somewhere. Me, I
Somewhere in
didn't
there.
know it. But at at a young age, 7 years old, I was aware that this wasn't right, and I could even taste in our cooking that I didn't like the taste of it. I did not like the taste of it. The way when it like oxidized at higher temperatures, I could taste like a weird aftertaste with it, and
That's the
and
same
also
with me.
yeah, and then also growing up, my parents were on the older side, and I witnessed my mom kind of go through a slew of chronic health issues. And I realized that most of her chronic health issues stemmed from her childhood and nutritional input that she was fed, pun highly intended, at a young age. And that's there you go. That's why
It took me a second. I'm like, wait.
I know called the buffer signal, when like in a computer. Yeah.
Right?
No, you're good. And that, yeah, so but I kind of witnessed her decline as time went on, and unfortunately in 2022 we lost her. Too many chronic issues piled up,
Mhm.
right? And that kind of like sealed the deal. I'm like, I'm on a mission, and most of my inspiration comes from my mom,
Yeah.
and I want to do right for her. Now,
Mm.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
How how would you define healthy? What does healthy mean for you?
So, just to go back a little bit, thank you for sharing that. It's amazing to see how much your background has influenced what you do today. A lot of people kind of run away from the hurts because they don't want to deal with them, but now you're embracing them and are able to help others. So, that's admirable. But to answer your question, what is healthy to me, right? So healthy to me is just balance, just having a lifestyle where you are able to eat the unhealthy and healthy, because you can't just go on a spree and be like, okay, I'm just gonna eat chicken all week, or I'm gonna just binge all the snacks, all the candy that I want to eat just because I feel like it, and then not expect to feel like crap a few days after, um, or not feel well. But healthy for me is just making conscious choices, making decisions that you know would be the best for you, and being able to adhere to them, or in other words, stick to them, no matter how much you personally at the moment want to walk away from it.
Right, that ties into the life coaching, right? I'm sure you have clients that have a vision board in their mind of where do they want to be in 3 months, right? I'm sure you ask them, okay, where do you want to be in 6 months,
Mm,
7 months, 2 months, 1.5 months? Okay, are you making a decision every day that aligns with what you're looking for? And I think for me, healthy means alignment with your true values. What are your true values? What are you looking for? If you want to be a morbidly obese person, then you know what that diet plan looks like. And you better eat 32 cheeseburgers in a day.
right?
If you don't, okay, the alternative is something deeper rooted.
Mm,
It's knowing what you want and being grounded with what you want,
mm,
right? Not letting substances take your power away.
yeah.
And that's a big thing. We have a lot of issues with that, with in
Mm,
my opinion, if you have sugar, I think it's the same reaction as if you were going to drink alcohol.
mm,
Sugar, I think is a drug. I think it
mm,
acts like a drug.
mm.
Just like caffeine, alcohol, all the other substances, they change your wiring.
Yes, they do. But if you
Yeah.
think about it as well, like it's an additive as well. So it's like the more and more you consume it, the more it just influences your decisions. That's why detoxing is important. That's why choosing to pivot, like, and even substitute different things. So, for example, like with sugar, like you said before, you could substitute it with agave or honey, um, something else sweet. Or if you're wanting to substitute, I guess, like cereal, you could eat oatmeal.
Have you seen the sweet potato black bean brownies?
No, that sounds so good though.
I'll
That
I'll
sounds
try to
delicious.
make it. So I have a question for you. Have you heard of the word healthism?
Yes.
Okay, tell me what you've heard about it. What's healthism?
Healthism, it's basically your way of life. It's kind of like what I said before, choosing a healthier approach with your daily living. But I don't think that's completely right.
Healthism is like people that take their nutritional intake a little too far,
Mm,
right? They shun you for eating that pizza, or damn, little lady, you put that away, like eating too much, and it's sitting like what? their preconceived notions about what you should be eating on the plate. Like,
Right.
she ate a little bit too much, right?
Right.
It's like food Nazis, like they're gonna restrict what you're gonna be eating, what they feel is appropriate.
Mm.
Now, have you ever experienced that in your life? Have you ever been shunned? Has anyone, or have you shunned yourself? Or because this is like the basis of guilt. I,
Yes.
there's a
Yes,
method to our
I have the perfect thing. So tell me why I think this was around like my the summer before college or sometime during high school, where on the 4th of July I made the decision to become a vegan. I know. Right before the 4th of July, when everybody makes all the barbecue, all the ribs, all the baked potatoes, macaroni cheese, everything. It's like plastered in your face, and you're like, no, I think I'm gonna go vegan. And the next day, when I'm looking at all this food, because I pigged out the day before, I'm like, nah, this ain't happening.
Mm,
Them ribs look too good. So that would be the best example that I would say, like specifically.
yes,
You
absolutely.
say that you want to go vegan and you want to change your diet, stick with it. Don't be like me, folks. Don't be like
Like
me.
a badge of honor. Like, so I think I'm gonna go vegan. Like, there's nothing wrong about vegan. I mean, go ahead, whatever floats your boat.
Right,
But out of the blue, you have to ask yourself, like, why do I want to go vegan? Is this the correct diet for me?
right,
That's another question to ask yourself when you want to strive to be healthy. Does this diet cater to my nutritional requirements? And yes, I'll be honest. In college, my best friend,
mm.
we tried the vegetarian diet.
All right. How did that go? I want to know. Give us the
Horrible.
scoop.
I gained so much weight on it. I didn't know what to eat. I was binging and it was just horrible. It was just eating ramen, and just bloated. It was
The
not
college
a
life.
good experience. No.
Yes.
And like we would judge people that would eat meat. Like, oh my
Mm.
god,
Oh
yeah,
my
they had to
god.
separate the cow from the mother to get the milk. Oh my god, that's
Mhm.
terrible. Now I'm putting milk in my coffee.
Right.
That is like an example of healthism, and that is the basis for guilt,
Mm.
right? So this is how guilt is wired, right? So it's
Right.
healthism plus all or nothing rules,
Mm.
so like no sugar ever, which
Mm.
produces chronic guilt, and that ties into self-worth in your food choices. Which brings me to my next statement. That guilt you get after binging, you don't have to blame yourself. Just blame science and blame the way you're wired. Okay? You're not broken. No one else is broken. All right? You're normal. Yay. Yay for
Right.
being.
I mean, we all done some things. Like nobody perfect, but we know what you're going through.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question for you.
Okay.
So when feelings of guilt and shame come about when eating, how can we become aware about it? And what can we do to quote unquote pivot away from that?
I would say it ties back into what we were talking about before with making decisive choices. So making choices that you know are with you, in you, and are in alignment with you. So anytime where you feel like, oh, I think I'm just gonna like break this streak that I have of working out at the gym. You've been going to the gym for 4 days a week, and you have 2 days as your yoga stretch day. You take and make the decision to break that pattern because you felt tired. But you were so close because you were on day 22, but instead you wanted to go and be wanted to break that streak because you were tired. So I would say it's all about the mindset. It's all about how you go about it. It's also about staying true and also being honest with yourself. So when you're in a process where it's like, okay, I'm going back and forth, should I eat the donut? Should I not eat the donut? Or should I go get the big pizza and be a pig? Or should I just share it with my family? Or should I go shopping at the mall and blow all my money? Or should I just go buy a few clothes? Like it's a matter of decision and being able to keep your word to yourself. So with shifting your mindset, it's also you being honest and truthful with yourself and just being able to be like, hey, I might not feel the most strong to be able to do what I need to do consistently and consecutively right now, but I'm going to keep going because I want to keep my word to myself.
Staying true to yourself and showing up for yourself.
Yes.
Because you're born into this world alone and you die alone.
I was gonna say take you out, but okay.
Right?
Hmm.
So there's a model that explains what you're talking about.
Hmm.
It's called the Jill Monte burnout model.
Hmm.
And it's this like negative feedback loop of this guilt, this pre-wired guilt that we experience, right? So
Hmm.
it's first like burnout, which is like feeling lazy slash apathetic at work, like you're not going to give it your all. You like maybe you're giving 10% at work, which then triggers guilt at the workplace. Everybody's like, yeah, you know what, Bobby, they're at the water cooler and they notice that Bobby is not doing it. All right.
Yep.
Sorry, any Bobbies out there. Hopefully, you're not
Yeah.
that
Like
Bobby.
Bobby's, come on, get it together, bro. Come on.
Which, but then that actually led to psychosomatic problems that they experienced. So, like headaches and stomach issues, fatigue,
Mm.
stress. And that's when they noticed in that study that that's when people were falling off the rail.
Mm.
They needed a coping mechanism. They needed sugar, needed alcohol, they needed something to erase that guilt feeling.
Mm.
Guilt is an easy manipulative tool to get someone to do something,
Right.
right? So, like in reduced terms, it's like burnout plus guilt each equals like raging inferno that spreads to like physical health.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
I love the way you put that. Like,
thank you.
okay, I like that. I'm gonna use that myself.
Go ahead. Go ahead. But just attach, if you want health coaching advice, Stella Dancing Dragons.
Right.
Um, so, I have a question: do you think you've had any experience with that with your clients with this type of burnout model?
I would definitely say so. I feel like it's a thing for college students, especially. I mean, still in school right now, but I would say definitely it can be hard, and it can be a continuous cycle too. Because if you think about it, guilt and shame tie directly into fear, which goes into insecurities, which ties into lies that you're saying to yourself. So bad mantras, thoughts that you're saying to yourself, and also outside voices. So I feel like a lot of the time that's just if you're able to get to your mind and just be like, hey, I'm going to talk nicer to myself. I'm going to show compassion to myself. I'm going to reward myself today. Literally anything is possible. But an example, I guess I would say, of the model that you spoke of um, with Burning Inferno. I was, well, Raging Inferno, excuse me. But
Good.
yeah, I would definitely say once I got off of my 40-day fast, I did a Daniel fast. So I was taking the time to basically implement a more vegan lifestyle. Funny enough, I was talking about the foreshadowing before. But I decided to do the 40-day fast as a way of getting clarity to see how my body would do when it comes to healthier eating, expand my palate, also to see different and healthier ways to um, really get out of the grease eating, steroids, processed food, just unnatural eating, and just become more organic. And after that, it was so hard not to go back to eating chicken a lot. And it was so hard not to return to pork because of what I was used to as a kid with eating a lot of meat.
Okay.
But what I learned is that um, after you implement a new habit, when you try to go back to the old one, it doesn't feel the same and you end up not doing it anymore. But that's if you took the time to intentionally like break out of it.
It doesn't align with your goals.
Yes.
You outgrew your old habit. How
Yes.
exciting. I love that.
Mm.
And that brings me to say, guilt is not a good motivator.
No, it's
It's
not.
yucky. It doesn't feel right?
I mean, we're in a generation where they talk about gaslighting and manipulators all the time. So we got to stop that.
And that's exactly this modern health system.
Hmm.
They prey on our guilt wounds,
Yes.
which is primarily driven.
Hmm.
It's all pre-wired in us. So don't fall for the tricks. Wear
Hmm.
your tinfoil hat.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, because guilt only escalates in restriction, helplessness, and coping harms like drinking, alcohol, drugs, all the likes.
Yes.
Now, this reminds me of this study. Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
This study was done. There was like 260 Chilean office workers, and
Hmm.
they found how guilt plays into burnout. Okay.
Okay.
So when people get burned out and started feeling numb at work, they wanted to drink more. They wanted to engage in more substances more. But I'm sorry, no, if it didn't if it didn't lead to feeling like they let down their team, then they didn't want to drink. But they saw that their performance at work was lacking. That's what led them to drink and smoke more. So essentially, guilt explained the whole link between burnout and those habits. And once again, that's how guilt is just a primal wiring that we should learn to accept and use it to make positive habits. Reframe. It's always about reframing.
True
So is
that.
there so basically healthy restrictions deplete you,
Mm.
raising burnout, not health. What do you think about that?
I feel like that's true. I feel like I feel like that's just a given, to be honest. When you overextend yourself, or in other words, be a little bit more greedy than you should be, it can turn into a negative habit. But I wanted to ask you, what do you think about that?
About restriction or guilt?
Both, because with restriction and guilt, it's kind of one of the same. When you feel guilty, you restrict yourself. When you restrict yourself, you become shameful.
Yeah, so great question. So when you restrict someone, so personally, I engaged in practices where like people when they're stressed out about something,
Mm,
some people will binge.
yes.
Me personally, I restrict. I'm working on it, right? I'm not perfect, all right?
Yes.
But I'm working on it. So when life gets hard or family illness, taking care of my dad, my dog, $12,000 in vet bills, all right? That makes me lose my appetite.
Yes.
And I could easily lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks
Mm,
because of that, because of the restriction. And then what happens after that? I lose weight and my hair's falling out, my skin is pale, and all of that. And it's because I was restricting myself. And then when I get back on the diet, when things kind of like settle down, that's like when I'll find myself kind of craving more chocolate, or of course I need to replace my magnesium stores. I mean, I was so stressed out, and then cortisol drained it all, right?
yeah.
Biologically speaking, right? So when you restrict something, like our body just needs to balance. It needs to
Mm,
somehow get back to a balance, and that balance may be an imbalance.
yeah, that's true. I mean, you have to become imbalanced in order to be balanced again. You have to figure out what's not going right to get it right.
Which zodiac sign is the balanced one?
Libra, of course I know.
When's your birthday?
I am an August baby. I'm a
Oh,
Leo,
which sign is that?
the lion.
The lion. What is the lion? Which one is that?
Leo.
Leo. Leo. Okay. Leo
Yeah.
the lion. Okay.
What
I'm a
about you?
Taurus.
Oh, Taurus.
I'm
Oh
in
no,
May.
when do we get along? Okay,
Oh,
hey.
okay, all right. So our planets align, and we're best friends now because the planets wave to each other in the system.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what do you think about balance? How do you think we find that balance? Since we're on that topic.
I would say balance is hard, honestly. It took me a minute to even get there. Still working on it. No one's perfect. I'm like, I be messy sometimes. Not with in social stuff. Just want to say I'm not a messy person. I just be messy when I'm running late and it just gotta go and the room is messy. Anyways, I'm sorry. But
Really,
wait, can you repeat the question one more time?
how do we navigate being in balance with ourselves, whether
Okay.
it be with our nutrition or life or anything?
Okay. Um,
How do we
well, I
find
just want to say, huh?
I'm sorry. How do we find our center of gravity, but center of balance? How do we find
Okay.
that?
Okay. I would say so. I'm not the expert at this at all, but I just want to say that each of us have our own way of becoming or getting to that balanced place. So take my words with a grain of salt, and if it resonates, it resonates. Um, I would say to return back to that balance is just once again tying into the mindset, and then also tying into how you feel. So a lot of times we use food or additives, addictive things to return back to a comfort zone. So, comfort is good, but also it's just remembering the extremities of things. So, it's kind of like what you were saying before you mentioned Libra with the scales. So, going into that understanding where it's like you have the extreme good, extreme evil. So it's kind of like the characteristics of that is being like, okay, you need a balance. You need to bring it together. If you're in the red zone, red is good, but you don't want to be there forever. If you're in the green zone, you want to be there and it's good, but too much of it takes away of what and who you truly are. So it's coming into that balance and being like, okay, I might bring green and red together and it might look like it's brown, but it's still solid.
Mm,
So it's coming into that understanding and clarity of being just being able to see your flaws as is and knowing that you're not perfect and that you are perfectly balanced and perfectly as you are. I guess is the
mm.
best way I could word it.
You are perfectly balanced, imperfectly as you are.
Yes.
I should be on a T-shirt or a mug. I like that.
Yeah.
And then, like the mug should break at the point at the part of the mug that says balance.
Yes. And then it could turn into a kintsugi.
A what?
A kintsugi? You heard
What
of
is
that
that?
before?
No. What is that?
It's basically putting, so you take what's broken and you put it back together with gold.
Whoa. Whoa, that's so cool. I never heard of that.
Yeah. So it's
Right.
kind of like what you were saying before. We might be broken, but we could put ourselves back together knowing that it's beautiful afterwards too.
Right, right. Because it's like the cup with the chip,
Yes.
Is it a character flaw or is it just a new version of the same old cup?
Right?
Reframe. Every podcast, every live stream is always going to be reframe.
Yes.
So I have a photo. I think it's the funniest thing ever.
All right.
Let me see how to do this. Image file. Downloads.
By the way, as you're doing that, I wanted to ask you before, you mentioned reframing. Could you describe what that means to you?
Yes, reframing means redefining the ailment or problem at hand so that all the negative belief systems you let it go, like burn it off, like dead wood.
Right.
So reframing it so A, it motivates you to want to get to that place.
Mm-hmm.
And B, in order to motivate you, you have to get rid of the negative thought patterns that hold you back from getting to that place in the first place.
Right. I like
Reframing,
that.
redefining your new belief systems.
Yeah, and shifting perspectives.
Okay, I'm adding this. This is the funniest thing ever. Look at this. Look at this
Yes.
guy.
He just munching down, get it.
Oh yeah, this guy. Look at what he's doing, and look at the little I don't know if there's a pointer here, or, but if you look at the little I guess gauges, the willpower gauge, right?
Right.
It starts as like the first stage is like he sees the cookies, he's side eyeing those cookies, and his willpower is on full. Okay, he's full. Okay, he's
Mm.
cruising along, sort of. It's kind of getting turbulent at this point. Let's be honest.
Right.
And the second, okay, we're 3/4 full. All
Mm.
right, for our willpower. All right, all right. And kind of like you could start to see the guilt creep up, judging by his body language. You could kind of see
Mm-hmm.
facial, uh, even though it's a character drawing, you could kind of see like maybe his facial features are sort of tightening up.
Right.
And then the third one, I mean, look, I could see the beads of sweat starting to show up. He's losing himself, and now look where he's at a quarter of a willpower gas tank. Okay, he's almost on E, and now the fourth one. That's just so funny. He's
Yes.
just gorging himself. He's done. He's not
Yeah,
coming
he's
back.
gone.
No, he's gone. He tapped
Yep.
out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not happening anymore.
Nope. Mm.
Okay, so it's like E for empty, but really, you know how? Okay, since you asked about reframe, this is how it should be.
Mm.
E for enough. Cut it out.
Yep.
This no longer serves you. E for enough. I've had enough. Right? But don't use that for your gas tank for E for enough, because then
Yeah.
you'll run
You're
out.
just not gonna get anywhere. You're gonna be stuck.
But in this case, E for enough. That's when you take your power back.
Yes.
And that's this ego depletion model. That that was actually from a study
Mm.
where they put these hungry participants in a room,
Mm.
and they had like someone that was like super hungry. They wanted to be ravenous, eat cookies.
Mm.
So like they had a radish group, and they told them to only eat radishes, but they wanted the cookies. They knew about the cookies, and they wanted them. They smelled it like freshly baked. They wanted it. And then the cookie group, they were told to eat the cookies. No willpower needed,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then after they were done, they were told to solve a geometric puzzle. May I add, an unsolvable geometric puzzle. Okay, it was by design.
Right.
What do you think the results of this experiment yielded?
Um, I guess it just shows not well the willpower, of course, but it shows the how desire can overtake need. So it's like if you know that radishes are healthier, you choose to still go for the cookie because temporarily it tastes better. So I guess like the results would be most likely um, the group with the cookies didn't have any change at all. They just stayed the same. Well, with the lower energy on the willpower scale, and then the other group probably could have shifted depending on the person, but I would say like population wise, if they just had the choice to go eat the cookies instead of the radishes, they go for the cookies.
So great, great projection.
Mm.
The radish group quit like about 8.5 minutes in. They're like, yeah, okay, no, all right,
Yep.
get out of here. All right, whatever. Okay.
I mean, if they had carrots, they probably would have tried, or if they had broccoli, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Maybe if the broccoli tasted like cookies.
That's ranch. You never know. I
The
like broccoli with ranch, so.
See, I never got into ranch. I don't know why. I never liked it.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe it's the soybean oil. I don't know.
Who knows?
But the cookie group, they kept working. They're like, yeah, I got my cookie. All right, I'm fine. And that's to prove our point that when we restrict something, we're
Mhm.
designed to always want what we can't have.
Yes.
That is the ego depletion model in a nutshell.
And we're closed. Okay. You explained that perfectly.
Thank you. You always want what you can't have because we're
Uh,
still 2-year-old toddlers
all
with
right.
an unregulated nervous system. Okay. And you just need a hug. All right. Not a cookie. You need a hug. All right.
Yes. Hmm.
So I got a question for you.
All right. What's your question?
As a life coach, how often do you see clients burning out from all day willpower battles and resisting food cravings? Maybe if you've had that while juggling work and relationships and all that jazz.
I would definitely say they want to quit immediately. You know? So I've worked with students. I was a student success coach in the past, where I helped high schoolers, middle schoolers with their education, with specifically math and literature. So the first thing would just be making sure attendance is consistent, and then also no phones, and also focusing, being able to do the work. So a lot of the times when you set an expectation or a bar for something, it's intimidating for us as humans, because it's like we are literally programmed to just be free thinkers. So once we are in the mindset where it's just like we're being told no about something, it takes away from that power of what we think is right. So a lot of the time with the clients that I've had, and also the students that I've taught, they consistently and consecutively say no if they don't know the boundaries, barriers, limits that they have. But if you put it in perspective and are able to just be like, hey, this will be good for you in the short term and long term, et cetera, et cetera. And then go about with coaching them and seeing like what their triggers are, what their blockages are, what is the deeper root of what's going on for why they can't accept no. So for me, a lot of the time it's just being able to overcome the no and being able to come into the understanding that with discipline and consistency, in order for you to drive, you have to understand that you have to stop sometimes. So it's
I
kind of
love
like, yeah, it's kind of like that stream of just knowing that you can keep driving, but there's still the traffic light, there's still people driving around you, but you have to understand that there's certain parameters that you should not be crossing. And also, you can test the limit, but as you continue to test the limit, are you willing to continue to allow your limits to break you?
Ooh, I like these driving proverbs.
Yeah.
I really like that. Testing your own limit.
Yes.
So that's a good way to rewrite guilt, I guess, right?
Hmm.
Observe your behavior without judgment.
Yes. And know that, like I said before, knowing that we're not perfect, and that we are okay to mess up sometimes. It's just allowing yourself to get back on track and be on that balance scale again.
I don't think we're meant to be perfect.
Okay.
I think human beings are one of the funniest creatures on the planet.
Yes. We literally pick our nose, we fart, we scratch our butts. Oh, can we scratch our behinds?
I'm sure you know why.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
making sure, like, we're able to say some words and we're not. I'm like, okay.
That is so funny. I know. And so if we reframe guilt, restriction, burnout, right? It's
Mm,
guilt rewrite would be like observe your behavior without judgment,
mm,
right? And then instead of I failed, ask yourself, right? I would tell my client this, like, what made the choice logical yesterday?
mm,
What made me eat 22 donuts yesterday?
mm.
Why did I do that? What happened? Because as soon as we start labeling it, we reach that limit to bring back your driving parallel there. We're
Yes.
reaching a limit. We're reaching a sign in the road. It's telling us something.
Mm.
So I really like that.
I'm happy that it resonated with you, because I feel like with the driving, since we all have gotten the chance to drive at one point, we can understand it.
Yeah. I mean, From, when I first started driving, the message that came to me was stay in your own lane.
Mm-hmm.
Worry about yourself.
Mm.
I mean, I don't mean to be like, you know, if you're in a burning building and there's a cat, see, I wouldn't want to be. I'm going to try to
Right.
rescue the cat. But, on the road when you're driving, you got to pay attention to yourself so that you can see how other people are driving. If you just pay attention to everybody else on the road, who's going to pay attention to you?
Mm.
Once again, you were born alone and you
Mm.
die alone. All right. So show up for yourself
Right.
as true as this gets. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, from a health coaching point of view, if you go into that restriction, we should we should reframe that, right? So
Mm-hmm.
no bans, sugar's okay, right? Not in
Mm.
excess, different sweeteners are okay. They say that maple syrup is like 8 out of 10, and then like honey's like 6.5 out of 10. It all depends on people's glucose index spikes. If someone's more insulin resistant, but I won't go into that nerd talk, right? But
Right.
make sure, right? If you're going to be eating sugar that day or a cake or something, make sure it's kind of like a hangover, right? You take your electrolytes when you drink, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to be overdoing it with the sugar, make sure the next day you don't starve, you don't restrict, but you replace those nutrient stores that you lost.
Mm.
So you eat a lot more protein.
Yes.
Like, do you know how much protein we're supposed to eat in a day? Do you know how many grams? Yes.
Um, I do not remember. I did take a nutrition class, and I don't remember.
Take a guess. Just take a guess.
Mm, I would say like 2,000 calories.
No, how many grams of protein do you think
Oh,
we need
grams
in
of
a day?
protein.
Yeah,
That should be about like 20, 30, right? Or is that too low?
that's for one meal. And 20 is on the lower end. Ideally, a grown
Um,
adult should
mm,
consume about 100 grams of protein a day.
okay.
And if you sign on with me as your health coach, I'll give you ways to sneak in protein in every meal so that you can easily get 30 grams of protein each meal. Because when you don't, your blood sugar spikes will be yelling at you. Your pancreas will be angry at you. And you'll know it with your sugar spikes, your
Yeah.
energy crashes,
Hmm.
nocturia, which is urinating throughout the night. You don't have a solid night of sleep.
Hmm.
Goodbye. You're not going to have nice skin and nice hair, and you're going to look like a rough 30
Yes.
instead of like a nice 30, right? You want to
Right.
age like fine wine, right? Um, okay.
Yes.
Hello? Can
No,
you hear
for
me?
sure. Like, hmm?
I'm sorry, you cut out a little bit.
Oh no, you're good. But no, I definitely agree. Be much more choosy. That's what I got from that. Be much more choosy about what you eat and what you consume.
Yeah, more intentional, right? What we're
Yes.
looking for, what are we aiming for? Keep in mind what our body wants, right? And the
Mm.
whole point of this live stream, I hope people can get that. Be gentle with yourself. It's okay. Don't fall into the trap.
Yes.
And to get yourself back into balance. Like if you had something a little bit too much yesterday, all right, let's take care of yourself today. Like maybe you didn't drink enough water yesterday. We could do a flexible anchor, like let's do warm water in the morning before you start the day. Just that one practice will put you in line. That'll build the momentum of behaviors that'll get to where you need to be, point A, point B.
Yes.
And
I love
then,
that.
yeah, I'm good. Um, Burnout prevention.
Mm.
Do you have any tips on that? What are some burnout prevention tips as a life coach have you implemented?
Okay. I will say um, some burnout prevention. So I'm a creative. I'm an artist. So I'm also a dance teacher. I was a dance teacher as well. But I would say being able to accommodate your wants over your needs a little bit more. So when it comes to burnout, it's just like, okay, we're accommodating our needs a little bit too much right now. And it's like I said before, like that extremism. But now it's us needing to shift into a much more desired So it's kind of like Erickson's point of view, being like, you can indulge in the pleasures that you want, just be able to know, just be able to know what stage you're at with it, and be able to make the choice of how you want to go about it. But to combat burnout, I feel like you can't really do that because a lot of the time we're just adults and we have so many things and that just stress us out, and worry and doubt is natural. But it's like, way to conquer it is just know that you can do anything as long as you put your mind to it, and also tying that into what your self-care routine looks like. Anytime when I see someone burnt out, that means there's something that you took out of your routine that you enjoy. So return back to that.
Oh, I really like that, right? If we don't cater to what excites us for one day,
Mm.
we're going to be so dull. In my opinion, we're supposed to have that one thing. It could just be a quick 5-minute walk, right?
Yes.
It could just be something that gets you lit up. I think is what will put that life back into you that you lost. And
Yes.
burnout is totally normal. It's not like you're a horrible person, like you're a
Mm-hmm.
struggling single mom. Yeah, you're going to be burnt out with three screaming kids. I mean, hello, that's normal,
Yes.
right? And some lifestyle. So like if so like with clients that come in that are like burnt out, I tell them before bed. Actually, when the sun decides to go to bed, when it sets, put
Mm-hmm.
your put your phone on. I don't know if you have it, but my phone has the blue light filter on.
Yes.
As soon as the sun sets, my phone automatically goes kind of like orangey. I think it's orangey now. Oh no, it's not. I forgot to turn it back on.
Right.
But I will turn it on after this live stream. But
Mm.
but put the blue light filter on because that when it's turned off messes with your circadian rhythm.
Mm.
Sleep is an anchor for us. That's what's going to rejuvenate us. So blue light filter, turn that on. Have like a relaxing tea, herbal tea at night.
Mm.
Like an hour or two before bed, have some chamomile tea.
Mm.
And then most importantly, find things you're grateful for.
Mm.
Reconnect with maybe some family members or something. Now, granted, lots of people are like, yeah, I'm not talking to my family. But I'm sure there's something that you could find that you're grateful for that grounds you back to reality because burnt out is just a simulation.
Mm.
It's just a temporary feeling,
Yes.
but in the morning you're still intact. You still have your arms, you still have your legs, hopefully. I mean, granted, you could get burnt out and lose your leg. I mean, you know, 90% of the population probably will still have their legs tomorrow morning and they're still going to be burnt out. I'm just going to put that out there.
All
I have
right.
no factual data to support that.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I mean, do an energy audit, go to
Mm.
bed earlier, make sure
Mm.
you're hydrated,
Right.
obviously water.
That
But
part.
these things take care of you, because no one else is going to take care of you the way you take care of yourself.
Yes. That's so true. Because if you can't love yourself, how are others going to know how to love you?
And you're going to look for it in external ways.
And sometimes not the good. Yeah.
You're going to look for it in the cookies that guy was eating. You're going to find it there. No, you're going to find it anywhere because the cookies feel safe for a minute. They feel like a warm hug.
Mm.
And that ties back to it. You don't need the cookie, you need a warm hug.
Yes. Yes.
But anyways, that is it for today. I think this was a wonderful first time live stream. I had so much fun. Um,
Same here.
Taylor, do you have any closing remarks for us?
I will say, well, first and foremost, I love my host. You guys should give her a hand. Yes, she did awesome, especially with the study. She took time to break it down for you guys. So I hope you guys can appreciate it as much as I did. But I just want to say, like, go be wild, live your life, but also remember to take care of yourself because that's what healthyism is, just finding that balance. And yeah, and if you're still in your addictions, because I know a lot of us are, even though we say we're not, just be gentle with yourself, be compassionate, and know that as time goes on, it'll be cut off. So, yeah.
That's right. Well, thank you, Taylor. I think we have an amazing rapport. I can't wait till we do more shows. Tune in next week, every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever. Tell everybody, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your dog, tell your cat, even. I heard they're
Yes.
psychic, by the way. So definitely tell them,
Yes.
right? And have a good night, all right?
All right. Have a good night, y'all. Bye.